Hello and welcome to another unboxing from Pushing Cardboard. Today we're having a look at Almoravid, fresh off the P500 delivery list, Reconquista and Riposte in Spain, 1085-1086 from GMT Games, designed by Volko Ruhnke. This is volume 2 of the Levian campaign series, and I know there's a ton of these Levian campaign games coming along the pipeline, so if you haven't checked them out yet, I think this is going to be a big series like Coin was. So here's your chance to have a look at number 2. It's a beautiful box cover on this one. Comes in the standard GMT 3-inch box, and it's a heavy box. It feels like there's a reason this is a 3-inch box. That's for sure. This is a heavy game. It says it's a 1 to 2 player game, and the solitaire suitability is rated a 7. So I guess there's not a lot of hidden. I don't think there's hidden cards or factors or anything. There's not a dedicated solitaire system or anything like that, but I think it just plays fine when you play both sides. And it's rated as only 3 to 4 hours, so not a giant long game. So here we have it. Let's get right to it, and let's see what's inside the box here. It's I can't get over that's a lovely cover. Nice to see. I guess that's you don't get generic artwork or generic photographs when you're talking about an event that happened in the Middle Ages. So it's nice to see some actual art. All right, here we go. All right, sticker sheet. It says apply these stickers to each of the cylinders of the same color, and the stickers below are spares. Okay, so we've got some stickers, and they had enough space that they gave you basically a double set in case anything went wonky in your sticker application. There we go. This looks like this would be the rule book. It's on matte paper, which is nice because there's no glossy glare off it. It's a 36-page rule book. It looks like it includes the scenarios in the rule book too. So it looks like the rule book is only really 23 pages, maybe 22 pages, and it's your typical GMT style rule book. Plenty of color, plenty of illustrations, but it's not. It's laid out nicely. It's not too busy, too squished. That looks great. And rather than this seems to be a new thing, they're calling them background books, as opposed to strictly playbooks now. I think it was the same thing in Nevsky. So it's got examples of play, it's got some history, and got some strategy tips. This is a thick book. This one is 68 pages. So there's a lot of extra in this book, that's for sure, including extended example of play, but lots of history as well. And wow, there's some good reading there. Okay, here's our first counter sheet. It'll be interesting to see. Now, I know on the previous, here's one of the counters that's popped out. On Nevsky, I haven't played Nevsky, but I've messed around with it a bit, and I know that it had counters and wooden pieces, and you chose which you wanted to use. You didn't use both. You used one or the other. So it'll be interesting to see if Almoravid is the same way. So here's the larger, the 5/8 are pre-rounded and individually punched, whereas the little half-inch counters are, you're going to want to take your counter clipper to those if you're the type who clips counters. So anyway, there's sheet number 1. Sheet number 2 again has these extended shapes that Levy and Campaign that Nevsky had as well. And sheet number 3, and these all look like well, let's see, there's coin, loot, provender, mules, carts, stuff like that. Oh yeah, so all pretty straightforward stuff. This looks like player aid. We have a map on one side and game info on another. This is a player aid fold out, so another player aid. I bet there's a couple of these. Yeah, this is with a full detailed sequence of play on the backside. Yeah, that looks great. Again, on heavy cardstock. This is just the same as that last one. And then we have a couple of these, I'm pretty sure, are you set them up and they're a screen so your opponent can't see the layout of your lords and vassals, I suppose, is probably what's going on there. There's 2 of these. Are they identical? No, they are one for each side, so they're slightly different as well. And here's the board. Slightly large. This the Nevsky board was, I think, was only 2 of these panels. This is 3. Let's see if I can't zoom out. You get a bit of a sense of the board here. Along this side is, I guess it's the turn track. We have spring, summer, autumn, winter in the 2 different years. So that's the turn track. There's the board proper. Let's see if we can't get you a look at some of a close-up look at the board. It's point-to-point movement. It looks like. Yeah, this is a lovely board. It's again mounted and quite a bit bigger than I guess 50% bigger than the Nevsky board if you've been playing that, but that looks great. That's a very nice board. Oh yes, here we go. So if you're familiar with Nevsky, you might remember something. I think they had something similar to this. These should be this top one is a little different than the rest, but yeah, here we go. Underneath here, a layout for each of the different lords in the game, and you assemble their forces on these layouts. And I imagine these are what go behind those screens. These are colorful and lovely. Yeah, look at those, hey. And a fair bit more different lords than you had in Nevsky as well. So this is obviously a slightly larger game. And then this looks just like a little mini, sort of like a battle board. I'm guessing what that is. Just like Nevsky, we have the wooden pieces, cylinders, little rectangles, little sort of triangular shapes. Yeah, I'm not going to pull those all out of the bags, but I think you can see what we've got going there. Oh, and here's another little bag that says these pieces replace the dark purple pieces. So there must have been some kind of a mix-up in in the original setting up of the pieces. Anyway, so you got some blues to replace the dark purples, it looks like. Totally fine. More GMT dice in a bag. At least it's not one lonely die in a bag, which I've been laughing about a lot lately. Some baggies in case you're the type to bag your cards or bag your pieces. And finally, a deck of cards. Let's have a look at the cards here too. Okay, there we go. We have, what do we have? Arts of War cards, command cards, Arts of War cards for the other side, and command cards for the other side. So basically 4 separate decks, 2 for each player. And they are pretty good looking as well. Here's an example of one that's more an event type card. This is that type where you can use the top or the bottom. If you use the bottom, you stick it under the little display, and you only see that much, right? That's how that works, I think. Yeah. Again, the art design on this game is terrific. It just as it had been on Nevsky. I just love the medieval heraldry here. King of Leon. So who knew? I guess maybe old Alfonso didn't know he'd be like sponsoring a band 1,000 years later, Kings of Leon. Yeah, there we go. So, and that's everything in the box. So that's Almoravid, another great looking package from GMT. I can't wait to play it. I still haven't mastered Nevsky yet, so it's going to be a while before I get to this one, but there you go. That's Almoravid from Volko Ruhnke and GMT.